The waitress tried to stop him. "Sir, you don't have to do that." Marcus Allen glanced down at the bill in his hand. $42 and some change. That was almost all the cash he had left until payday, but he still nodded. "I know," he said quietly. "I want to." Across the diner, an elderly couple sat shoulder to shoulder in a cracked vinyl booth. The man's hands shook as he counted coins. The woman whispered something, her voice trembling with embarrassment. Marcus looked away. He knew that look. He was a single dad, working 2 jobs, raising his 8-year-old son, Jordan. Skipped meals so his boy wouldn't have to. Pride wasn't a luxury he could afford, but dignity still mattered. "Add theirs to mine," Marcus said again. The waitress swallowed hard and took the money. When Marcus walked past the couple, the elderly woman reached out and touched his arm. "You don't know what this means to us," she said, eyes wet. Marcus smiled softly. "My dad used to say, help when you can, that's all." He left before they could say anything else. The next morning, Marcus was fixing a loose hinge on his apartment door when a black luxury car rolled into the parking lot. It didn't belong there. A man in an expensive suit stepped out, followed by another, then another. One of them carried a leather folder. They stopped in front of Marcus's door. "Marcus Allen?" the first man asked. Marcus wiped his hands on his jeans. "Yeah, that's me." The man smiled slow, emotionally. "My name is Thomas Whitaker," he said. "And yesterday, you paid for my parents' meal." Marcus's stomach dropped. Before he could respond, Thomas stepped aside, revealing the logo on the car door. Whitaker Industries. Marcus's knees nearly buckled, because everyone in the city knew that name. The millionaire standing in front of him hadn't come to say thank you. He had come to change Marcus's life forever. Marcus stood frozen in the doorway, unsure whether to invite the men in or close the door. Thomas Whitaker raised a calming hand. "I'm not here to embarrass you," he said gently. "Or to put on a show," he nodded. Toward the apartment. "May we talk?" Inside, the space was modest. A worn couch. A small table with school papers spread across it. Jordan's sneakers sat neatly by the door. Thomas took it all in and said nothing. "My parents told me what happened last night," he began. "They hadn't gone out to eat in months. My father didn't want to ask me for help again." Marcus lowered his eyes. "I didn't mean to, I know," Thomas interrupted softly. "That's the point." He opened the leather folder and pulled out a photo. It showed Thomas's father in a hospital bed, machines everywhere. "He has early dementia," Thomas said quietly. "Some days he forgets who I am. Yesterday, he remembered you." Marcus felt his throat tighten, said, "A young man showed me what kind of world I raised my son to build." Thomas paused, voice cracking. "I spent years chasing money. I forgot what mattered." Marcus shook his head. "I'm just trying to raise my boy right." Thomas looked toward the hallway where Jordan peeked out, curious. "That's exactly why I'm here." He slid a card across the table. "Come to my office today," Thomas said, "not for charity, for an opportunity." Marcus stared at the card, heart pounding. Because deep down, he knew his life was about to take a turn he never imagined. Whitaker Industries towered over the city like a monument to success. Marcus had never been inside a building like it. Thomas walked beside him, not ahead. "That matters to me," Thomas said. "How people walk with you." Inside the boardroom, executives waited. Contracts lay neatly stacked. Thomas slid one toward Marcus. Management trainee position. Paid benefits. Flexible hours. Marcus didn't touch it. "My son comes first," he said calmly. "If this job costs me time with him, I can't take it." The room went silent. Thomas smiled. That was the answer I hoped for. He pushed the contract closer. School pickup hours protected. No weekends. A scholarship fund for Jordan. Marcus's hands shook as he signed. Months later, Marcus walked into the same diner, this time with Jordan. They ordered 2 meals. When the waitress brought the bill, Marcus paid and added another. "Who's that for?" Jordan asked. Marcus nodded toward a young mom counting change. "Because one day," he said, "kindness will knock on your door when you least expect it." Across the city, Thomas watched from his office window, smiling. It's because the greatest return on investment was character.